Alright everyone, it's time for another garden update because things are really popping out here. You can see these little white things. Those are flowers to be on the chamomile plants. This whole thing is going to be like a hedge. Literally, when it grows up, when it comes and curls out, that's basically what it looks like. Lots of turnips, lots of cabbages. The beets over there are starting to grow a little bit larger. They didn't get split apart, thinned out as quickly. So these ones have a good week on them. And so these ones, you know, have a shit ton of beets. I'll probably harvest some beet greens. All those are looking nice. By the way, to anyone who's not like garden inclined, at the very least, it is not hard to make an herb bed. Seriously, just raise up a little area. This is like 4 by 6 or so. And plop some herbs in. You can get them pre-sprouted at the store. It's really, really easy. All of your culinary needs, you put it right next to your kitchen door or whatever. That's all you need. Some thyme, oregano, coriander, some cilantro. You get anything like that. I like the red basil best of all. I'm glad that those are doing pretty well, actually, those two plants. I might put a couple of more in. And also, by the way, the garden will be expanded. This fence originally was like, you know, like this. It was really inefficient. So I just took a bunch of bags of leaf debris and put it over the area, then put hay on it, about 2 bales worth in that entire area. And now I've marked off roughly where the beds will be. It's not going to be, you know, obviously it's not going to bend out like this. You drive some stakes in and you start piling the wood in, crisscross mode basically. Then you fill it in with a mix of topsoil and humus, put a little garden soil with azomite on top, and you're ready to go. I want a couple of pumpkin plants in one, and then I want the other one to be a small perennial area. Speaking of perennials, all those are doing very, very well in there, along with the beans, the cucumbers, which those are basically pickles in training. The Black Prince tomatoes are doing fairly well. They're already starting to get little flowers. The peppers, though, my goodness, these peppers are doing really, almost all of them are flowering now. The zucchini are doing fine, which is great. Actually, I just cooked some zucchini like a few minutes ago. We've got onion sets. Lots and lots of perennials and herbs over here. The carrots and the collards, they're coming up. Look at these. That's not bad. There aren't many collards coming up at the moment, but you know, I'm the only one here who eats them. Literally nobody else can or will eat them. And I've got a bunch of carrots in those two sort of hydrated areas. So the garden's going to be expanded. And what's already there is doing really well. You can see all the chamomile in there. They get kind of leggy like that, and they have like red bottoms if you put them in an area that's too woody, too carboniferous, too nitrogen poor, arguably. These are almost ready. I can't wait to see. I've literally never seen a flower of the false dittany. Literally never seen one before. And I also thinned all this out. These are the corn poppies. There are a few other plants in here, but mostly it's corn poppies. I basically went around the corn poppies that were the largest, left a couple chamomile in because, you know, they don't bother anybody. And those plants will come out in all colors. There's some wood over here, as you can see. You know, just preparing. I'm going to raise these up about 6 inches or so. It's not going to be the same as this. It's going to be a little bit more orderly, raised up a little bit less far overall. But yeah, that's basically the garden update. I might as well show you the nettle water in here. Yeah. It looks like something from a Lovecraft film. That's where Cthulhu lives. Those little peppers there are actually doing okay too. They're starting to puff up. It takes them a while. At first it always looks like they're going to be stunted and you're like, well, they're not growing that tall and they're flowering too early. Then they shoot right up. Dog days of summer, June and July. They'll grow another foot or so. Basically everything's growing really well. No predatory problems this year so far. Could be the wolf urine I added. I don't know. I know deer don't like marigolds, so that might help at least over in that one bed. I'm not so sure that it's going to dissuade them from a good meal, but everything's going pretty well. That's about all. Peace out.